It's the afternoon now. I was waiting inside all morning. I baked some bread because we had a lot of rain. Actually, we had some torrential rains last night. But it's hitting, I think it's supposed to be 13 degrees today, and we're getting close to that now, it feels like, which is wonderful. It's that time of year, of course, where weather's up and down. Snow, we had haily snow, rain, snow that's stuck on the ground for a little bit of everything, because we are certainly transitioning into the full-on chill season now. And something I do is always go around, I leave some plants in to see if they'll go any further, wishful thinking, and then I go out and pick up all the scraps. And I wasn't going to film this today because it's so silly and laughable, I think, really. But then I thought, well, you know what? No, I do this every year. You've probably seen me do it before anyway. You know, picking the little craziest little things that others might throw away. I don't throw away anything. Anyway, I'm going to go see what there is, and then if there's anything salvageable. The leaves may be dead. There's been a lot of frosts. But nonetheless, I'm going to scour around, see what I can get, and then I see what I can cook with it or do with it. And it's fun. It's like a little hunting at this time of year when there's really nothing growing. It's fun for me to go out in that last zhuzh around and see what I can find. It is now 15 degrees and the sun is out. What a glorious day. I just thought I'd take a quick second. I'm going to go back out, but especially for anybody who's new to my channel, I'll explain myself a bit, I think. Okay. So I'm just sitting on my stairs because the light, well, when it comes in you can't see. So I was laughing at myself when I was wondering whether to take video of this today. It's no big deal, but I can just show you everything. There's no secrets in my world, but it just seemed stupid. But then as I was saying, it's what I do. It is who I am. So I thought I'd explain a little bit. It has been in my head since childhood. My mother always saying, and I know that I passed this on to my children, we are what we are. Always be frugal, never be cheap. And hopefully that explains, it explains in my head anyway, why I do these little picky things. And yeah, I don't throw anything away. Some examples might be, I get such joy out of wearing clothes out, but when I buy clothes, I try to buy good clothes, especially if I have to go somewhere, but it's very rare. I don't even need them anymore. My job, fortunately, doesn't mean that I have to dress a certain way. That's wonderful. But I'm not kidding, when I wear a pair of jeans out, I get the biggest kick out of it, because I know I've pushed it to you've done all I could with it. No wastefulness. Now that gets regulated to gardening clothes and all the hideous get-ups you see me in all the time out in the garden.
but yeah, it's whatever works. I also love looking in the fridge every day, seeing what needs to be used up, not wasting anything, and seeing what I can make. I love cooking. I love eating. Have for as long as I can remember. As long as I can remember. My dad used to, oh gosh, when I was a young girl, maybe 13, 14, he'd even say, Greta, you're going fishing, he liked trout, and he'd clean it and I'd cook it. Or you're going to make us any of your meals, Greta, and I'd get Mum's old Italian and French cookbooks, and didn't know what I was doing, but start creating the strangest things, babas au rum, and just bizarre things. Loved doing it all my life. And with that is just always, I open the fridge, and if something looks like I've got celery in there right now that I pulled, it's still hanging on, but that's going to be celery soup really soon, and so on and so forth. I can make something from nothing, and I really enjoy doing that. What are some other examples? Actually, this is funny because recently I save my lint, and that goes into my compost. It's a dry. I know people who've been over have thought that was odd, and now Bruce is using it as fire starter. So we're just eccentric oddballs, but at the same time, I don't sacrifice things I want. You know, I certainly don't stress over at all, and should, I guess, but a budget, or it's not about that. It's just about really utilizing everything to its end, and you know, our house is a great example too. We didn't do this just willy-nilly. Building a house is a huge endeavor for anyone, and it's usually, you know, runs costs and all the rest, and to do this turnkey was very pricey. But this ain't no turnkey house. This is a house that Bruce has put his pains, toil into every inch of it. You know, yes, we had the frame done, but and I'm trying to think of some examples there. Every piece of furniture in here, by the way, we have carried with us. We're not young anymore. Carried through us with our life. And they were things we picked up maybe for $30. Things we picked up on the side of the road, beaten, battered, really ready for the dump. And he just revitalized them and brought them back to life in a new form, usually. And we love that. The doorknobs, on every doorknob here, I'll show you some of them. They were sourced out in thrift shops and antique stores. We liked the look, and I didn't want to compromise. And to look at doorknobs, like the whole sets, is crazy prices. And I didn't like any of them anyways, except for the extreme high-end ones. And I wasn't going to pay those. So yeah, everything we do frugally, but to enjoy. We never eat out, it's almost never, but we love eating out. So we just don't think of it because, again, I love to cook. So, but when we do, you know, we go to a nice restaurant when we can and really enjoy it. Again, with cooking, I garden, mostly because when I moved here, I couldn't get the vegetables and things that I was used to, or the variety I wanted. Certainly not the freshness. I arrived at a time when the boats weren't able to cross the ocean due to ice, and so what ended up being in grocery stores was hideous and very little. And that just got my brain going, wow, okay, first things I've got to do here is get a garden going. For so many reasons, we know why we garden, but that was on the list. So, long story short, I'm out there today picking away. These are vegetables that didn't come to fruition, per se, and but they've got leaves. It could be cabbage leaves, broccoli leaves, Brussels sprout leaves. I'll save the tops of the Brussels sprouts because they're gorgeous. They're very gourmand to me. and we'll eat those probably for dinner. I've been knowing that the Brussels sprouts are coming. But the other leaves I'll probably make sauerkraut out of. They're all edible. They may be a little rough around the edges, but I'm not going to throw them out, and just see the fun of what I can do with those leftover veggies out there. So I just wanted to, I'm always crazy. I know I appear crazy. The eccentric folks up the hill, as I say. But I just wanted to explain a bit of what I do when I'm picking around with these little things. I can make out of, found bizarrely out in weeds out here, 3 carrots. Those 3 carrots, believe it or not, I chop them up. It'll be in a rice dish, it'll be in a pasta, whatever. I actually extend them a long way, and just enjoy finding the way to do it. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. I got to get back out there, get the final mishmash, hodgepodge of not so great looking vegetables, and see what I can do with them.
Well, I don't even think the sun lasted an hour. Typical Newfoundland day, which has 3 different weather scenarios within a day. And then it started to rain. And finally, I mentioned snow, bread, and doorknobs. So a few picks. Have a wonderful week.